But why do you have the bosses? And like a receptionist, the boss, it's a cost. And the boss gets more money than the people who actually do the job. That is weird for me. They should be paid much less because they don't work. They don't get income. They just, no, I don't know what they are doing. Hello, I will speak English. It's not my mother tongue, but I will do my best to talk slowly and clearly so even Polish people can understand what I'm saying. I don't think you speak clearly, though. I can never learn Polish. It's really hard for me. I am an old man, the second old man today. So I have experience. My company has been for 31 years now, and we have never had losses. We have never taken loans. In 31 years, only 8 people have quit the company. He said we were 100, and I thought in your program, it says we are 105, but since I left Sweden some days ago, now we are 115. So we are really growing in our company. And I will just mention a little about what we are doing. But the most important in our company is not what we are doing, it's how we are doing it. That is the success factor in our company. We are doing something that is very, very common. We produce software for bookkeeping, for accounting. We write books. I have myself written 56 books. And about these boring things about economy, about budget, about bookkeeping, about accounting, about law. But now I live in Colombia, great deal time of the year, and I write novels. That is much more interesting than these economic books. So that's our topic. But how we work, I will tell you now in less than 20 minutes. But then I will have a workshop, and then I will develop more, and I will reply your questions. It will be, my workshop will be like a press conference. So you ask and I reply. And we have no secrets. That is also a part of SIM. We can tell everybody from outside, our competitors, everybody, how much we earn on every book, how much does it cost to develop a software in India, everything. We have no secrets. And nobody believes us because everybody is lying. So they think that we are lying too. That is really interesting. It's really interesting. I started this company in 1987. A former goat farmer in North Sweden. I have no education. Sometimes people call the company and ask, I will buy some books by Björn Lundén. What is he? And the person taking the call, we don't have a receptionist. Everybody takes phone calls in the company. So it's really good. Because a receptionist costs money for nothing. It's better than that we have, everybody takes maybe 10 minutes phone calls in a day. It costs nothing. It's kind of amusing. And they ask, this Björn, what is he? Yeah, he's a former goat farmer. But what is he? I mean, is he professor or doctor? And then we say, no, we are not in Poland. That is not interesting in Sweden. He's he's just very clever. Nothing more. So, and we have a company in LiGHT, 7 consonants and 1 vocal, I think. It's very funny. LiGHT, is it correct? Yeah, in Gdansk. And Dana is running the company here, the branch here. And we have this book, SIM, Speed Intuition Management. It's in Polish too. And we sell more of these books in Poland than in Sweden. I don't know why. But no, it's good. It's not a leadership manual, because I don't believe in leadership. Leading people. You lead kids. You don't coach people. I would hate to have a coach. That's humiliating, that I'm not grown up. I can fix my car, I can build a house, I can raise my kids, but when I come to work, I'm infantilized. I'm a small kid. The boss will use this voice and say, please do this, and this was good of you. You even go courses how to tap people's back, to encourage them, to enforce them, to implement ideas into the organization. It's humiliating. You must trust that people are grown-ups when they are at work too, not only in the bedroom with a husband or wife, but also at work. And that is the secret. So no bosses, no rules, no hierarchies, no policies. Writing a policy is the most waste of time in your work. It's funny. Do I talk too loud? You hear me? Yep. Okay. So SIM is not about how to do. It's also how not to do. It's much more about that. And there is a problem with the companies today, all over the world. It's that when you suffer to create a company, you start a company, in the beginning you work very, very hard, then it's kind of, you want a reward afterwards to get power over other people. You feel that. Even if you encourage somebody by tapping his back, it's also power. It's power when you raise somebody's salary. That is also power. That's why we don't have bosses in BL. Guess how we put the salaries? Who decides the salaries? Can you guess? Who? The employees, everybody. Everybody gets a secret Excel sheet every year, and you put your own wish of salary, and then you put salaries of all those who you think you can kind of know what they are doing and how they are doing it. And then everybody gets the average, the arithmetic average of what everybody thinks. So in a normal company, you have to smile and lick some part of the boss to get a high salary. But here, you don't have that tongue. You can lick 115 people. That is impossible. You get a bad taste. So that's why you work and you are confident that your friends, your colleagues, like your family, will reward you. And they will. We have had one person in 31 years, we had one person who we take all the decisions in a big meeting. We have no board, no leaders group, nothing of that bullshit. We take the decisions, and in such a meeting, one person was standing up and say, I would like to know why I haven't got a higher salary. I feel that I'm worth that. And then we made a group of 4 people who talked to her and explained what we think was the reason. And she listened. She had so many ideas, doing things not benefiting for the company. So next meeting, she said, I want to change my job here. I want to be in the program support. That is like being in a mine. It's mine workers. It's hard work. You get people who don't understand anything calling and asking about the programs. It's hard. And then somebody in the meeting said, but you don't know anything about the program, the software. And then she said, did you in the beginning? No. And then I will do it. And she was the best supporter because she didn't understand it herself. So she understood how it felt not to understand. And that was her skill. So I think in Zloty, in 2 years, she increased her salary by maybe 5,000 or 6,000 Zloty. So, because everybody found her wonderful. So, how does it work? No bosses, no rules, just rules of about being an everyday hero. That is very simple. No decisions over the head of people. And we have some good things. I will explain it closer in the workshop. We don't get paid by month. We get paid by hour. Is that common in companies in Poland? No. Yes, in BL Info Polska in Gdansk. We get paid by hour, and you can work whenever you want. And you can work as much you want or as little you want. But you get paid for every hour you work. You have some schedule, you fill in a form every day when you work and not what you do, but when you work, when you go home, if you go to the dentist, when you come back, if you go out running or biking. And that is excellent because everybody who has small kids love it. You are flexible. You can work. And then somebody asked, but then maybe people work too little. If they are in the support from 9 o'clock in the morning, they don't appear because they can work when they want. But then I say, it's not they can work whenever, but when they want. And if you are in a caring organization, if you love your colleagues, if you are on the schedule at 9 o'clock, then you are there because you want to be there. It's no problem at all with this. And of course, people have bills, paying electricity, paying for their houses, so they have to have hours, otherwise they can't pay their bills. And in average, I saw some statistic, we work about 91% of full time in average. Some work very small, some. I have a colleague who works only when it's raining, and when it's sunshine, he takes off. It's very good. And we don't have this power from above, because if you put power from above, then you get a counter power from downstairs, and you get a clash, and that's not good. No, not at all. An example, everybody can buy anything for the company for as much money as you want. If you want a new computer, you just buy a new computer, and the company pays, of course, otherwise it wouldn't be nice. So, and in other companies, you have to go to some boss and ask, please, boss, I need a new computer. And the boss looks at the budget and says, you don't need a new computer. It's It's so, so, so bad. Or if it's not a computer, if it's a new, we have bought a new copy machine that is like a factory. It's 6 meters, so I had to take out a wall and make it bigger. And that costs maybe 200, 300,000 zloty. And somebody just ordered it and paid it and had to cut off the wall too in a weekend. No. And the name of the book is Speed Intuition Management, and intuition is the key word. If you use your intuition, everybody, and grown-up people, mature people, if you use your intuition, that is much better than policies and rules. That is I'm convinced about this. And you say you shouldn't invent the wheel over and over again. But I think wheel version 15.3 is better than the other wheels. So it's really this. And we never reorganize. We hate reorganizing, but we still reorganize every day in small steps. It's amazing. And you are welcome to visit us in Näsviken, a small village. It's much smaller than Rest. It has 1,000 people living there, and we are the majority of people working with us. My opinion is that a boss can't and shouldn't know better than the other people, the people who really do the job. Of course, they know it better. But why do you have the bosses? And like a receptionist, the boss, it's a cost. And the boss gets more money than the people who actually do the job. That is weird for me. They should be paid much less because they don't work. They don't get income. They just, I don't know what they are doing. And this leadership conferences like this, I shouldn't say this, Joseph, but this leadership conferences, it's $1 billion industry. You if you buy a copy machine, you evaluate it, you count on it, you see if it's profitable buying this for just small money. But when you send your bosses to a boss conference with sauna, with then you never evaluated it. And the bosses never come back and say, nah, this was bad. I will never go to a conference again. No, they never do that. They say, oh, now I can lead you much better. Isn't it good? No. I talked about how many people. No, I said 8 people. I lied. It's 11 people have quit the company in 31 years. And there is a myth that it's good to have what is it called? Employee turnover? Yeah. And that is just to hide that your company is a bag of shit because people don't want to work there. They get away. But they say, we should have new blood. We get new blood every day. A small infusion in everybody, because our company, we are in software, we are in taxes, everything is changing. Every day it's changing. And so we don't have to get new people inside. We have a problem when we take in people. It takes maybe half a year or 7 months to understand the freedom that we actually have, especially if they come from another company or if they come from university. We prefer to hire people who are innocent, who doesn't understand anything. They say, oh, of course, I should have free lunch and free coffee and having paid when I get out running with some people. But other people, they are kind of, is it really so good? So it takes maybe a year to transform them to sim people if they have had other jobs. And another problem is the first year you gain 4 kilos weight because we have this coffee break. Oh, this one outside here is nothing compared to our coffee break in BL. It's really, really, really good. Another thing that is really, really unnecessary, it's a budget. I hate budgets because it takes 2 weeks and you see the reality is not as the budget. But you have some people at the company who can't do anything that gives incomes. You put them to make the budget because they can't do anything more valuable. And in some companies, the budget process, it's half a year or so. For what? We are doing so every month in our this big meeting. We present how it is now. That is what it is. And then we go further. Thank you so much. My time is out. Thank you.